Hello everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for the I'm So Annoyed book tag. So as you can see, we are once again joined by Pistachio. This is basically a result of she knows that I'm going to sit in this chair. So she sits in the chair because then I'll pick her up and give her snuggles. She's a very wily little cat. Anyway, so this is a tag that I was actually tagged in by two lovely booktubers, Victoria from What Victoria Read and Kat from Brews and Reviews. So thank you both very much for the tag. The tag was originally created by the channel Books I'm Not Reading. So all of the people I've just mentioned will be linked in the description below, along with anyone else that I talk about in this video. But yeah, let's just get on with the tag, shall we? So there are... Yeah, I'm leaning too much. I'm a very bad mum. There are 11 questions and the last one is the usual tags and people. Let's do the tag. I've got my computer just down here, so I'll be looking down a bit, but I'm sure you're fine with that. Okay, so question number 1. Do publishers ever do things that you find annoying? Share an example. The first one that springs to mind is not paying their staff appropriately. We have had several strikes, several ongoing enterprise bargaining agreements, disputes, different things like that that have occurred in the last year or so that I'm aware of. I'm sure there have been many other things happening as well with other places. But yeah, not paying people properly would be at the top of the list of things that is annoying that basically any businesses do, but particularly in this instance publishers do. But in terms of me and my books, yeah, I don't love it when they change more the size of the books in a series rather than specifically the covers, although I don't love that either. But I just really would prefer they were all the same size on the shelf. But also when they change the cover halfway through a series, and when they do that but they discontinue like the old covers. So if they change the covers, so like for example the Akatar series, they changed the covers for that with a court, was it with a court of the most recent one, a Court of Silver Flames, and they went back and changed all the previous covers to match that one, but they didn't make a cover to match the previous covers. So anyone that had that collection, like they're no longer matched. So that's annoying. Yeah, I think those two are probably, in terms of bookish things, that's probably the most annoying thing that publishers do. But definitely pay people properly is, you know, the most important thing. Okay, question number 2. Have you ever been annoyed by a spoiler? Even something as simple as someone telling you there's a great twist. I don't tend to get that annoyed at spoilers, mostly because I really am probably not going to remember, to be honest with you. It depends. If I'm currently reading a book and somebody gives me a spoiler about the book that I'm currently reading, then obviously I'll remember that and that will annoy me. But if it's a book that I haven't picked up yet and potentially I'm not about to, so like even if it's in a few months that I'll pick it up, I'm probably not going to remember that they said that particular thing. It depends how specific the spoiler is. In terms of someone saying there's a great twist, no, that's information that I want, because if it's great twist then I'm more likely to want to pick it up because that sounds like something I'd be enjoying. So no, that doesn't bother me. But yeah, it depends how specific it is and it depends on kind of when it's given to me. But I don't tend to be super annoyed by spoilers. Again, it does depend on the spoiler. If it's something that's like giving the entire book away, giving the whole entire twist away, revealing, you know, everything about the book, then that will definitely annoy me. But if it's something where it's like, oh, this particular character, well, okay, if it's this particular character ends up dying, then yes, that would be very annoying. But if it's like this particular character ends up, or they don't end up together, or something like that, that's not necessarily, it depends how integral it is to the plot. Basically what I'm saying and rambling about. So yeah. Question number 3. Have you ever been annoyed by what you discovered in a little free library, a book sale or used bookstore? Tell us what you found and why it was so annoying. No, I have never been annoyed by that. I know that other people have said when they've answered this that they find it annoying if they find an ARC, for example, in a little free library, that's an advanced reader copy, because they aren't supposed to, well, if it's in a sale, they aren't supposed to be resold, but if it's in a little free library, then I don't think that's a problem, because you're not getting any money from it. But I personally haven't found anything annoying in a free library or in a sale or anything like that. Question number 4, when it comes to short story collections, are you annoyed when there is a novella in the middle of the short story collection? I'm just going to go and turn the vacuum cleaner off because that's going to be really annoying. Okay, vacuum cleaner is off. What are we talking about? Something potentially annoying. Oh yes. Am I annoyed if there's a novella in the middle of the short story collection? I don't tend to read short story collections, or novellas particularly, so no. No, that doesn't annoy me. I can sort of understand why it might annoy people if you're going in for something in particular and then something else is in there, but I guess it would depend if it was stated or not, but personally no, it doesn't annoy me. Question number 5, deckled edges, beautiful or annoying? I think I have owned exactly one book that had deckled edges, so I guess beautiful. I think they are pretty. Yeah, I don't come across them really very often, so I don't really have an opinion about them. That's basically where I stand. Question number 6, other people's annotations in a used book or library book annoying, or are you okay with it? Okay, a used book, I guess it's vaguely annoying because I don't necessarily want that to influence how I read the book, but it was originally their book, so if I've gone and bought a book from a secondhand bookstore or gone to a free library or something like that, then I can't control what the people did with the book that they owned before they passed it on. So I do find it a little bit annoying, but only because I don't personally want the annotations in there. But in terms of like, they shouldn't have done this. It was their book. They should do whatever they want with their book. Library books, however, are a different thing. That is public property. I don't think that you should write in a library book. And that has always annoyed me when I've come across it. I feel like it's more something that you come across at a university library or something like that, because you are using books that you're all studying, so people are writing notes about what they're reading anyway for the most part. And so I can kind of understand why they've written in the book, although at the same time, like, it's not your book, so surely you want to keep the notes somewhere where you can use them. And also from the point of, I mean, I guess in some respects it could be helpful, but from the point of view of like, were they answering the same essay question? Did they have, like, it's going to potentially influence how I view whatever it is that the book is, and I don't necessarily want that to happen if I'm using it for study purposes. So in a library, I don't think it's okay, but yes, it's kind of vaguely annoying if you pick it up from a secondhand bookstore, just because personally I don't annotate anyway, so I don't particularly want them in my books, but it was their book. They should be allowed to do whatever they want. But public property, libraries, you know that's going back to the library. You know it belongs to someone. It doesn't belong to you and someone else will use it. So I don't think that that's okay. That is annoying. Question number 7. If there's a series or a collection of certain types of books, like an imprint, and changes are made, are you annoyed or okay with it? If yes, give an example. I'm not 100% sure if this is asking what I actually answered at the beginning in the first question, where if they change like the cover of the book, the size of the book, like height, stuff like that, or if it's talking about like, you know, when indie or self-published books get picked up by traditional publishers and potentially they do a rewrite, and so the actual content of the book is slightly different. Or another one that's very famous in BookTube at the moment is Samantha Shannon rewriting the Bone Season series and putting them out with a new thing. I'd have to say it would probably depend on whether I had read the original version and liked the original version. The Bone Season example I have only read the first book and I'm not certain I'm going to continue with it, but I've heard from a lot of different people on BookTube that the new editions are better. So perhaps I will enjoy them more. I was just very confused by them, that's the main reason. But yeah, I think it depends. I think it's case by case. A lot of the answers I feel like are case by case. But I guess it sort of depends on what they changed and why they changed it, really. Sorry that's a very vague answer, but that's my answer. Question number 8. Do the decisions of characters in a novel ever annoy you? Share the book and what decisions you found annoying. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I can't think of anything in particular in a novel off the top of my head, but absolutely, characters' decisions annoy me. There are certain tropes that annoy me, and so like the way those tropes are delivered will always annoy me. For example, miscommunication in a romance book, particularly when it leads to like the entire kind of point of the story is just because they didn't communicate, and they could have fixed whatever was going on by just talking to each other. But you wouldn't have a story then. But then again, I don't like those stories. So miscommunication is a trope slash, I guess, to miscommunicate is not a decision, but the decisions that lead up to those miscommunications very much annoy me. I'm trying to think of what specific examples. I don't really know that I have specific examples from any one particular book, but it doesn't necessarily follow that I would dislike a book. So I guess actually, for example, Fitz from the Realm of the Elderling series, which, as you would know if you've been around for a while, is one of my favourite series of all time. Some of the decisions that he makes annoy me, but that doesn't make me dislike Fitz, or doesn't make me obviously dislike the series. But yeah, he makes decisions that annoy me. People do make decisions that annoy me, definitely, in books. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, people in general make decisions that are annoying and stupid. I make decisions that are annoying and stupid. It's part of being a human. I guess, I don't know, is this question asking, is there a character or a book that the decisions were so annoying that you just were like, no, can't deal with this book? I can't think of anything in particular for that answer. I hope that. Sorry, I feel like I'm being very vague with this tag, but anyway, we forbear. Okay, so question number 9. Are you ever annoyed by how someone organises their books? What do you find annoying? I'm not annoyed by other people organising their books however they want. It's their library. They should organise books however they want. It's entirely up to them. I have seen people organising books in ways that personally would annoy me in my library. The one that springs to mind is the rainbow shelves. I think they're beautiful, and I wish that I could do it because I think they look aesthetically absolutely stunning, but I can't do it because, like, for example, I've seen, I don't know why this is the first one that sprung to mind, but I have seen on many bookshelves the Arc of the Scythe trilogy, and people have like Scythe up here and then the Toll and I can't remember the final book off the top of my head, somewhere else, because they're such different colours. I need my books to be in series. I prefer as well to have them, the authors, together. So you'll notice here I have got all of my Jennifer Saint books all together. Although the spines are all black anyway, so it would work. But yeah, I prefer my series to be together. I prefer my authors to be together. And I prefer, if possible, to go in genres, although I had a bit of a rearrange recently and it's not in genres. But yeah, the rainbow shelves I personally would find annoying because I would get confused about where, particularly series, where they are on the shelves. I'd be like, well, where's this one? Other people do what they want to do and it doesn't bother me at all. But for me personally, that wouldn't work. Number 10, share something bookish that you find annoying. Something bookish that I find annoying. I don't really know. I feel like I need to watch the videos to see what other people said, and then I'd probably be like, oh yeah, that is annoying. Something bookish that is annoying. Yeah, there's nothing in particular that I think is annoying from a bookish perspective. I find it annoying that we don't get many special editions in Australia. Like, I know that we can have Fairyloot delivered or whatever, but like the bookstores, like for example, Waterstones in the UK and Barnes & Noble in the US, they will do special editions. I kind of wish Dimmicks, which is one of the biggest sellers in Australia, would do special editions of books. So I guess that's annoying. We can't get special editions really in Australia, like very accessible. But apart from that, I probably don't really have anything particularly. No, sorry. I guess I'm just not annoyed enough today. Hi, sorry if the angle or anything has changed. My battery was running low, and also I got a message saying that there wasn't enough space on the memory card, which is weird because there wasn't that many videos on there. But anyway, I had to go and sort that out. So my other memory card has been locked, and it seems like the little flicky thing that you lock it with has broken off. So I'm not sure what to do about that. But anyway, you don't really care. And it's actually only just in time for the final question, which is tag some people. So I'm going to do what Victoria often does, and I'm going to bring up my watched list and see who I've watched recently and tag some of those people. So I am going to tag Bree from Four Paws and a Book. I'm going to tag Nate from Nate Reads. I'm going to tag Chelsea from Chelsea Zhao. I'm going to tag Sarah from Sarah Y. And I'm going to tag Ellie from Earl Grey Books. So all of those people are tagged. If you want to do the tag, obviously go ahead. If you don't, just ignore me. And obviously I've listed all those people along with the other people I mentioned in the description below. But anyway, that's it for the tag today, which means that's it from me today. Let me know in the comments below, have you done this tag? Are you going to do this tag? What you thought of the questions? Maybe tell me one thing in particular that annoys you about decisions that people have made in books that annoy you. And yeah, if you would like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a cat emoji because we were joined by Pistachio at the beginning of the video. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.